Our lovely viewers, on 12th of October 2024, welcome to Somalia's premier #1 station for news and updates, Dalsan TV. I'm your presenter, Abdurrahman Yusuf. Have a full edition prepared for you tonight, but first, kindly have a look at the stories that are making our headlines tonight. Kenya Airways grounds Mogadishu flights as Somali carriers gain ground. LCC to join Eritrea, Somalia in summit to counter Ethiopia's regional influence. President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud concludes training for Somali National Army officers and cadets. Somali Army intensifies operations against Al-Shabaab in Bay and Bakol regions. All election in Somalia will be based on one person, one vote system, vows President Mohamud. Lovely viewers, now let's delve into a full bulletin. Kenya Airways will suspend passenger flights to Mogadishu, Somalia starting October 14, 2024 due to operational challenges. The announcement was made by KQ's Group Managing Director and CEO Alan Kiavuka in a letter addressed to the Principal Secretary of Kenya's Ministry of Transport, Mohammed Tagar. Here's a full story.
Kenya Airways KQ will suspend all passenger flights to Mogadishu, Somalia starting October 14, 2024 due to operational challenges. The announcement was made by KQ's Group Managing Director and CEO Alan Kilavuka in a letter addressed to the Principal Secretary of the Kenya's Ministry of Roads and Transport, Mohammed Daghar, dated October 9, 2024. The suspension comes after the airline carefully analyzed the current business environment. Kilavuka emphasized that the decision was made in the airline's best interest considering the challenges it faces in the prevailing environment. The airline has faced stiff competition from Somali-owned airlines including Freedom Airline Express and Premier Airlines, which offer more flexible booking options like one-way tickets and fewer penalties such as absence of no-show charges. These Somali carriers, which operate several of the 25 weekly flights on this route, have gained popularity by catering to the specific preferences of the Somali travelers. Some travelers have passed up on Kenya Airways for its policies, such as requiring Somali passport holders to book round-trip tickets, which contrast with the flexibility offered by the Somali-owned airlines. Flyers have also difficulty in purchasing tickets at the airport in person. A high-level source within Somalia's Civil Aviation Authority revealed that authorities anticipated these challenges and engaged with Kenyan diplomats. During discussions, Somali officials outlined the need for Kenya Airways to better accommodate the travel habits of the Somali passengers. Although Kenyan officials promised to relay these concerns to Kenya Airways officials in Nairobi, the source noted that the potential policy changes would require approval from the airline's board of directors. In August 2023, a bilateral air services agreement between Kenya and Somalia was signed, further strengthening cooperation and creating renewed opportunities for air travel. The deal was expected to improve access for key groups, including business communities and humanitarian organizations operating in the region.
Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi is scheduled to arrive in Asmara, Eritrea on Thursday to attend a trilateral summit with Eritrean President Isaias Afwerki and Somalia President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud. The high-level meetings are intended to strengthen security cooperation and address common concerns in the Horn of Africa and the Red Sea region. The meeting will primarily focus on the development of a new trilateral alliance to combat common concerns, particularly Ethiopia's growing power in the Horn of Africa region.
President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi of Egypt, Isaias Afwerki of Eritrea, and Hassan Sheikh Mohamud of Somalia met in Eritrean capital Thursday for a tripartite summit focused on strengthening. Presidents Abdel Fattah al-Sisi of Egypt, Isaias Afwerki of Eritrea, and Hassan Sheikh Mohamud of Somalia met in Eritrean capital Thursday for a tripartite summit focused on strengthening relations between three countries and addressing regional security concerns. The summit, hosted by President Afwerki, signals a new alliance between the three nations. The Egyptian delegation included Abbas Kamel, Chief of Egypt's General Intelligence Service, and Foreign Minister Badr al-Belati. The meeting comes amidst rising tensions between Somalia and Ethiopia over Ethiopia's illegal maritime agreement with Somaliland, a breakaway region of Somalia. The agreement has raised concerns about international stakeholders, including the African Union (AU), which has a mission in Somalia. Somalia is preparing to determine the composition of its upcoming AU support and stabilization mission in Somalia following the expiration of the current mission. Hussein Mualim, Somalia's national security advisor, stated that Somalia will not allow Ethiopian troops to participate in the new mission unless Ethiopia withdraws from the agreement it signed with Somaliland earlier this year. Somalia views the Memorandum of Understanding signed in January as a violation of its sovereignty and territorial integrity. The agreement grants Ethiopia access to a 20-kilometer stretch of the Red Sea coastline in exchange for potential recognition of Somalia's independence. President al-Sisi's comments follow a week of increased attention on Egypt's role in supporting Somalia's stability. 2 weeks ago, a cargo ship carrying a significant amount of military aid from the Egyptian armed forces arrived in Somalia. The military support, one of the largest modern arms shipments Somalia has received from international allies, marks a further step in solidifying Somalia's growing influence on the global stage. This was the second military aid shipment sent from Egypt. In August, Egypt and Somalia signed a defense pact and military cooperation protocol during a visit by Somali President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud to Cairo. The agreement reaffirms the commitment of both countries to strengthening bilateral ties and bolstering regional security.
His Excellency President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, President of Somalia, officiated the completion of Danab Troops Advanced Training Program at Hassan Toure Training School. The ceremony included graduation of 150 non-commissioned officers and 200 officers cadets. Somalia's President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud officiated over the completion of Danab Troops Advanced Training Program at Hassan Toure Training School. The ceremony included the graduation of 150 non-commissioned officers and 200 cadet officers. In his speech, the President underlined the importance of local training programs, pointing out that freshly trained Danab officers and non-commissioned officers had learned vital leadership, operational planning, and fighting abilities. He further added that the skills are critical for engaging in the country's liberation efforts and ensuring long-term national security. He also expressed gratitude for the important aid that Somali foreign allies had given, especially the United States of America, whose guidance and support for the Danab troops had been essential in boosting Somalia's military prowess. The President also acknowledged the ATMIS and European Union training the mission for the roles in bolstering the Somali National Army. The President emphasized that these alliances are essential to maintaining national security and advancing counter-terrorism initiatives. The Somali National Army, led by the 47th Battalion of the 8th Brigade, has increased its operations against Al-Shabaab insurgents in the Bay Bakol regions, focusing on major strongholds. These operations, which took place in El Sharif, Morabusley, and El Marere, strategically located between Bardale and Gofgudud Bure, are part of a continuous endeavor to secure Southwest State military authorities, asserted. The Somali National Army, spearheaded the 47th Battalion of the 8th Brigade, has heightened its operation against Al-Shabaab militants in the Bay and Bakol regions, targeting key strongholds. These operations, which took place in El Sharif, Morabusli, and El Marere strategic locations between Bardale and Gofgudud Bure, are part of a continuous effort to secure Southwest State, military officials reported. Lieutenant Colonel Ahmed Mohammed Nur, commander of the 47th Battalion, stated that the operations aim to enhance regional security and stability. Although the military inflicted heavy casualties on Al-Shabaab fighters, exact figures were not provided. The offensive follows the killing of 59 Al-Shabaab members, including high-ranking commanders and fighters, in separate operations across the Galgadud and Middle Shabelle regions earlier this week. The Somali government has vowed to sustain pressure on the militant group as part of its strategy to restore order across central and southern Somalia. President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud's commitment to implementing one-person, one-vote electoral system in Somalia signals his dedication to strengthening direct democracy. This week, he assured the public that all subsequent elections in Somalia will be based on the one-person, one-vote system. President Mohamud added that Somalia will never revert to the delegate system.
President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud's commitment to implementing a one-person, one-vote electoral system in Somalia signals his dedication to strengthening direct democracy. This week, he assured the public that all subsequent elections in Somalia would be based on the one-person, one-vote system. President Mohamud added that Somalia would never revert to the delegate system, despite ongoing political pressures to revert the traditional indirect electoral system, where clan elders select representatives. President Mohamud has been firm in pushing for universal suffrage. His government views this as crucial in fostering accountability, transparency, and inclusiveness in the political process. Implementing such a system would significantly shift Somalia, as previous elections have relied heavily on power-sharing arrangements based on clans.
Lovely viewers, that story from Hassan Sheikh Mohamud's one-person, one-vote election system concludes our bulletin. I wish to thank the Dalsan media fraternity for making this news edition a success, and you, a lovely viewer, for watching us. Have yourselves a lovely night and be blessed.